Yes, fam, once you hear this instrumental, then you know the man from the countryside is in the house. The countrymen, the men from deep rural Emakaya, where silence used to dwell, now there is a voice. Today, I want us to turn the hands of time back to 1962 when Mandela was arrested, just to understand the circumstance around his arrest, who was the Judas Iscariot, and I've compiled a possible list of Judas Iscariots of Mandela's time, and I find it fascinating and I would love to share that with you. So without wasting much of your time, let's go straight into it. By 1962, Nelson Mandela was no longer just a political leader. He was the founder and commander of Umkhonto weSizwe, the armed wing of ANC, operating underground in a country built on surveillance. The apartheid government called him the Black Pimpernel. He moved between safe houses, used disguises, and traveled secretly to organize the armed struggle. In early August of 1962, Mandela traveled from Durban after a clandestine political meeting. Disguised as a chauffeur, he drove a car registered under a false name. Only a handful of trusted comrades knew his exact route. Yet on the 5th of August 1962, as Mandela approached Howick, the police suddenly appeared behind him. An officer signaled him to pull over. Mandela lowered his window. The officer did not ask for his name, did not request papers, did not hesitate. He simply said, "Ah, you are Nelson Mandela." It was too precise, too sudden, too perfect. Someone knew. And for 6 decades, South Africa has asked, who sold Mandela? For years, apartheid officials insisted Mandela was arrested through routine police surveillance. But in 2016, shortly before his death, Donald Reichert, a CIA officer stationed in Durban in 1962, made a startling confession. He claimed he provided the information that led directly to Mandela's arrest. Reichert saw Mandela as the most dangerous communist in the world, a threat to Western interests, and a possible gateway for Soviet influence into Southern Africa. Mandela had returned from an Africa-wide tour, meeting liberation movements and receiving military training. In the Cold War context, this alarmed Western intelligence agencies. Reichert's claim fits the facts. Mandela was in disguise, yet recognized instantly. His route was secret, yet the roadblock was placed perfectly. The police acted with absolute certainty. If Reichert told the truth, Mandela's arrest was not an apartheid victory. It was a Cold War intelligence operation. Beyond the CIA confession, several other theories attempt to explain how Mandela's exact movements were compromised, from internal leaks to surveillance, to even the possibility that the betrayal came from inside the car itself. Theory 1. An ANC insider leak. Some suggest that someone within Mandela's underground circle revealed his movements, intentionally or accidentally, but no archival evidence confirms an ANC betrayal. No individual has ever been named. Mandela himself never accused any comrade. It remains speculation. Theory 2. The apartheid police had informants, wiretaps, safe house penetration, and long-standing interest in Mandela's movements. They may have pieced together enough information to predict his route. But this theory struggles with the key detail. The police recognized Mandela instantly despite his disguise. It feels less like prediction, more like a precise tip-off. Theory 3. Now we come to the most sensitive and controversial possibility, one that has no documentary proof, but whose circumstances raise serious questions. Cecil Williams was the man sitting beside Mandela in the car that day. Williams was deeply involved in underground ANC and SACP operations, knew Mandela's route, timing, and disguise, was arrested briefly, and then released unusually quickly, while Mandela was taken away for long-term interrogation and long prosecution. In an era when even minor activists were tortured or jailed for weeks, Williams' gentle treatment stands out. This is not stated as fact, but it is my strongest personal opinion that Cecil Williams may have been the person who revealed Mandela's precise movements, knowingly or unknowingly enabling the police to execute the perfect ambush. History does not confirm this theory, but the pattern leaves a gap wide enough for suspicion. On this day, Mandela was driving with Cecil Williams along the old R103 near Howick. A police vehicle approached rapidly from behind. Mandela pulled over. The officer walked straight to Mandela's window and said, "Ah, you are Nelson Mandela. No identification needed, no hesitation." Mandela later called the capture a perfectly executed ambush. His arrest led to the Rivonia trial and 27 years in prison. The exact source of the intelligence that enabled that arrest remains one of the deepest mysteries of the apartheid era. 60 years later, no single explanation is definitive, but the strongest and most coherent evidence points towards a CIA tip-off, most likely provided by Donald Reichard, combined with apartheid intelligence networks ready to act on precise information. Other theories, accidental leaks, special branch surveillance, or even suspicion toward Cecil Williams remain unproven, but they show how many shadows surround that day. What is clear is this: Mandela was not captured by chance. He was captured by a system, a convergence of Cold War fear, secret intelligence, and perfect timing. On the 5th of August 1962, Mandela was not merely arrested, he was neutralized. And the question, who sold Mandela, continues to echo across history unanswered. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next video.